one is here.
And I have one more
You
at
have
1,000.
three, you have two, you put 2 question marks, and then you told me there's 2 sisters, so I don't know if you have
Yeah,
another
I have that
one.
name. And
Okay, so then are there 12 total instead of
there'll be
11?
one more with two names on it. I think they
Okay.
gave 1,000, but the one plaque would be suitable.
All right, so then,
But we've only got $3,800.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus, I don't
So-
know the exact amount, but it was 38 something.
right.
So
And
some of them must have been 500s.
there are 2 that are 500s, and there are 9, unless she has more, that are $1,000.
So that would be $10,000.
So,
Well,
well, the cost of the light fixtures themselves were like, what, 19,000? Or I kind of got in on the end of all of this.
What-
I'm not
what-
sure of what the total,
it was a grant out there,
yeah.
economic development, and they said if we would raise half the money, then they would fund us. So,
Okay.
so we got half of it, and then we paid what we owed, and we had $3,800 left.
Okay, I kept thinking
And
about that.
we saved that for the plaques, but I
And-
didn't know they'd be that expensive.
And
Where's,
then you had to order 2 more poles, so that took money. Then the council chose to use some of the money to do the $1,500 with the light, with the, what's it called, the dawn,
Dawn to
that, so that took
Well-
money.
Yeah.
My recommendation is this, is we know how much money we've got. We know we've got banners and banner brackets going up. We know that there may be a conflict on these poles between the 2 brackets. What we need to do is we need to put our banner bracket up, and we need to look at the pole. And we need to determine, will the bracket still work on there to keep from people jumping up and swinging off of it? And if it does, then we can proceed in that direction. But
Then,
in the event that it doesn't, then we can look at the options of every other pole, or secondary options for way of mounting along the pole.
yeah, and the way I understand it from Sue, that the thought was they would like to have the plaques like Washington has. So that was researched a lot, where the plaques come from, whatever.
Sure.
I went down there, took pictures of the plaques. They also have banners on those poles with those plaques, and they are mounted way up high, and they're mounted differently, so that way it's not,
On two different directions?
Yes, they're 2 different
Uh-huh.
directions.
I think
And so-
our
Whoever's in
and-
Washington next time, take a picture of that.
Yeah, I sent them to Bonnie because I asked her to see if she could research them. Then, because they were so expensive, I did ask for an alternative, a cheaper alternative that would last. And to Bonnie's, that's what kind of took so long. Well, then finally Bonnie said, I've exhausted all my searches, I can't find anything. I said, okay, well then that's why I presented you with the amounts. I know you did speak with Bonnie this
I
week.
told her.
And Bonnie called me today, or this week, and told me as well, Sue's concerned about the price. I said, I am too, because, we're gonna see what
Well,
we can do.
We're good consumers,
And,
we don't
yeah.
have to lock in with
Right,
Bonnie,
right.
we can go online.
Well, I was
and
just
do some
thinking
research.
because, local, but anyhow, she was unable to find anything that would weather just as well, but, Sue, when you started this, if you had any other information, I'd be happy to look into it.
No, I was just, we ordered them, the same place Washington ordered their
Yeah.
lampposts. And we
Yeah.
just kind of using them as they got,
Yeah,
but
that's
we don't
why.
have to.
One thing that Connor mentioned was brick. Like the Legion of VFW has. If there's any way to bury that or mount that brick in front of the light, it'd be much cheaper.
I think it's, like I said, his comment has a tremendous amount of merit, and if we can look into it, that'd be great. But we get back into the hoodlums, coming by with their skateboards and chipping it and breaking it, and the next thing you know, it's a trip hazard on the sidewalk.
Well,
But our options are completely open. Just don't order nothing yet. With the money, we know what the money is, the money's there, we're secure with that. I think we need to stop,
Yeah,
mount
that's all.
the thing, and then come up with a good plan.
Okay,
You know,
and I would
I-
be happy to do that. I'm sorry, one more thing. Then the other thing, since you did choose, or the council voted to take the money, that $1,500 from that fund, if you would like, I would be happy to call, find out what I need to do to, because if that money was just truly intended, like I just found out from Sue,
Yeah.
if it was truly intended for the plaques, I'll be happy to look to see what I need to do to get that money put back in there and then take.
I think we should.
take
Yeah, I
that.
do.
I think it's the right
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
I did
And that
not-
way there would be, you know.
I did not
funding.
understand it was coming from the donated funds, but of
Okay,
course, when we say streetlight fund, we had money, and that money was there, and so,
okay, so,
there should be a clear distinction between,
I don't know how the banners hold up, if they go up in an angle or if they're straight across, but in either case, you could actually make the plaques out of granite or marble. You could put names on both sides, they could drill holes in it, and you could hang them either straight across or at an angle so that they are still level. And all you have to do is get something that attaches to the banner for that purpose.
Well, until I see a
Well,
banner, I don't even know what it looks like.
We'll do some research
Yeah.
and the committee can go down and look. I won't take any.
you'll call, get
But
that.
also,
the way that you.
the park fund money that I raised, is also been put in the general account too. And what was that, I mean, what is going, people have asked me that contributed, what are we gonna do? Because I raised that with the article that we're gonna beautify the park with it, trees and so forth. But then Swarson Troopers came in and volunteered that work. So, again, you know, it's your decision what it's spent on, but I don't want it to dribble away and nothing
Well,
shown for it.
I think from our past experience with the streetlights, it should be kept out of town funds. There should be a committee that has charge of those funds, not within the town budget.
I think we could, now that we know what can and can't be done, I think we can work around that to the fact that
Well, we
didn't
had that
know.
other fund too,
When-
that was an inheritance to us, that's for park beautification. If we raise funds for park beautification, would there be any conflict of putting that money with that money in a separate? I know that last year when I first came on board, you talked to State Board of Accounts, and they said that you had to take that inheritance money that we got just exclusively for the park and put it in a specific place. But is it contaminated with our money, or is it exclusively to itself?
It's its own,
I think that we should be able to take any funds that we have raised for park beautification and put it in there along with that.
So once you get it into the town funds, then all kinds of rules apply.
Oh, as far as getting it out and moving it?
What you can do with it, I don't know, but it
Well,
seems that way.
Beth said that State Board of Accounts said it had to be transferred out. It could be separate, but don't you think we can work around that if we raise any other money and just not put it in the town's name?
yeah, I think it's a great thing what you've done in the past, raising money, and if you wanna take control of that, that's fine. The way I understand it is it just can't be in the town's name, or else then it becomes the fiscal officer's responsibility on that account. And then they said that, I can provide you with the information on how to set up when to set up a fund, and that's the direction that I was given. And since with this new program, I do have a donation fund, and then it has Williams Estate Park Beautification grant
But
money.
if you appropriate it to those, is it, back to what you were saying, in the town's name? When you were saying a minute ago, if we want to raise money and put it in a private thing and use it, that would be fine, but if it's in the town's name, then State Board of Accounts. So if it goes into your new program that you just described, that'll be under the town.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. If she, is, yeah.
So-
If
So
for
basi-
instance, if I'm understanding it correctly, if I would go out and raise more money for the other phase of the street lights, not put it in the
Town's name.
town's name, but have a chairman, co-chairman on the account, and just keep it there, collect it at the bank, because people go down to the bank and make their contributions, and
What
Yes.
we've done, we've raised money for perhaps 6 or 8 funds,